I'm recording this video very likely for scientific purposes. I might send it to an institution someday for them to research or whatever. And I just want to put it on the internet in case anybody else has ever had what I've experienced. This video is about sleep paralysis. And you can look it up on the internet to figure out what it is. But basically, you are unable to move in your bed, and sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes weird things happen. You start seeing things, feeling things. Yes, I said feeling, like you could feel breaths, or you could feel a hand touch you, or you start hearing things like voices of people talking to you or whatever. And it's really creepy stuff. Like, I've been researching it for a little bit. But I believe that there is more to it than hallucinations. I believe that it's actually real. And not because of I want to believe it or I'm a religious person or whatever. I believe the figures and the experiences that some people get are real because I've had an experience that tells me it's real. After I came to learn about what sleep paralysis was off of YouTube and doing a little research, one night I woke up and I was sleeping on my chest with my back facing the ceiling, and I wasn't able to move, so I knew I was in sleep paralysis. And I kept on trying to move, but I couldn't. Now, the only thing I could move were my eyes, because I remember I would look around. But I felt a movement on my bed, like something had got onto my bed. Actually, it felt like it was standing up at first. And then I felt like it crouched down to me. I felt like there was like 2 feet on the bed, and then I felt like there were knees on the bed and hands on the bed. So I assumed that it was crawling, and I couldn't see it. It was invisible, but I felt everything. And it crawled up to me, so it crawled over my body up to my head. And it went to my right ear and whispered my name. And I remember feeling scared, like I had a rush of fear, but as soon as I felt that, it went away and got replaced with anger. And I remember getting really angry. And I don't hear a lot about this with sleep paralysis, but you can break out of it if you're not scared. For example, if you get angry, and that's what I did. I got angry and I was able to move. And I got out of bed. I went over to the light and I turned it on. Of course, nothing was there. There was nothing weird going on anymore. It almost like if there was a presence in the room, it fled or something. And that was the only sleep paralysis like experience I've ever had, where it was a full paralysis, and it was at at night. I've had something in the morning once that was kind of like sleep paralysis, but that was the only one that actually seemed like an actual sleep paralysis, because it was actually something that I could tell that was crawling on me. Something was happening. It wasn't just my mind thinking something was happening. No, it was something was happening. And most people think it's a hallucination, but me, I was awake when it's not like I just woke up fully and then I was like fully alert when that thing whispered in my ear, and I got out of bed and turned on the light. So I wasn't asleep. And people call it sleep paralysis, but I wasn't asleep. So to me, it's not even sleep paralysis. It's just paralysis. Because that's what I experienced. And another time, I woke up and I wasn't paralyzed, but I woke up and I had a lamp on in my room so I could see a shadow entity. It was a spider, and it was on my wall, and it was as big as a fist, a rolled up fist. And I remember getting so spooked because I thought it was a real spider at first, and I jumped out of bed. I literally jumped out of bed. And when I did that, it acted like it got spooked, and it dropped onto the floor. And I remember looking under my bed trying to find that big old thing, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, oh, I just came across a shadow creature. Like most people talk about shadow people, like the Hat Man, the old hag, a little kid, more than one human-like figure in the room. But I saw a creature, and some people report seeing creatures. But I wasn't paralyzed. I didn't feel any sort of paralysis at all when I woke up and saw that thing. So, yeah, that happened. I don't know what they are. I honestly think they have to do with pagan mythology. They're like entities like fairies, goblins, imps, and just mythological beings from around the world. That's what I think they are. And I think they have something to do with the boogeymen too, like from all the different legends of boogeymen around the world. I think they have to do with that too. I think the boogeymen are mythological beings from pagan societies too. But I don't know what they are. That's what I think they are. Some people think they're witches, and they might be. Other people think they're demons, and they might be. But I think they're imps and mythological monsters from pagan lore, basically. So yeah, I wonder if anybody else has ever experienced sleep paralysis like mine, where they actually broke out of it, or they experienced something and they weren't even paralyzed. If you have, go ahead and write about it in the comment section, or if you know somebody who's told you, please share it. And if you think this is interesting, thumb it up or share it with your friends or whatever it is y'all do when y'all like something on YouTube. I'm always open to any kind of discussion, but you gotta know, if you go off thinking it's hallucination related, I'm not going to care what you have to say. So be humble about it. I experienced what I experienced, and I can't say that's a hallucination from being half asleep, because I wasn't half asleep when I, heard my name whispered, and then I got out of bed and turned on the light. And I wasn't half asleep with that.